with my lighter. Oh, ain't this a bitch? Yo, what's good, y'all? Yo, did you see that? Yo, did you see that fight? Oh man, come on, y'all. Somebody got to get on here. That's all right. While I'm waiting for somebody to hop on, that give me time to find my lighter because I don't know what the fuck I did with my lighter. Where my lighter at? That's crazy, yo. Tiafimo. Look, I just dropped the video like what 5 hours ago. Not 10 o'clock, about 6 hours. Yeah, I went to bed about 5. Y'all must have watched that fight. I watched that fight 2 times, and then after I made the video, I fell asleep watching that shit. I just had to make sure that because I didn't even want to post. I was gonna go live because nobody was gonna see the post because nobody's up probably right now. And everybody thinking about football and all that shit. Peace and love to my Knicks Nation. Peace and love to the true diehard Knicks fans. Peace and love everybody that fuck with snobby sports. I need my lighter, man. I got my Cafe Butelo. Good morning. Yo. This nigga Sosa running around bugging. I'm about to give him the belt in a minute. Yo, what I did with my lighter? Yo, what's good, y'all? Yo, how nobody want to talk about boxing? I know y'all niggas seen that fly ass thumbnail I put up with my man with the belts. All 4 belts. Yo, that was fire, that fight. Yo, that boy. Yo, y'all Lomachenko fans is something else. Y'all something else, man. I don't know who's worse. It's out of 3 parties. Triple G fans, Tyson Fury fans, or Lomachenko fans. No, wait, we got one more party to add to that, of course. Canelo Alvarez fans. I wonder what is the similarities in these parties. You think about that while I give me a lighter real quick, y'all. Hold on. Y'all, listen, ain't nobody on here anyway, so shut up. Yo, I'm surprised Sosa didn't jump on the. I'm surprised Sosa didn't jump on the. I'm surprised Sosa didn't jump on the screen and start taking over the show for me real quick, mother. Anyway, yo, did y'all see that though? That fight was classic, man. It really was, and I'm about to put that shit on right now while I talk to y'all. Yo, I'm gonna watch this fight all week. First of all, because the way things are, we don't have a lot to watch, and I've been watching a lot of old fights anyway. So why not watch that again? We just saw history, y'all. I don't think that a lot of people understand the magnitude of what has been done. Yo, this young man is 23, y'all. This young man dared to be great at 23. Like I said in my post, and I'm not being disrespectful, it's the truth. He just did some Muhammad Ali shit. I don't think that since Muhammad Ali, a young guy who was given the opportunity, because there's been young guys hungry talking shit, of course, chasing after guys. Errol Spence went through Errol Spence went through a campaign when he was coming up, but he didn't get that opportunity at 23. Like, wow, this kid, yo, it definitely puts pressures on all his peers because T.O. just kicked the door down. T.O. just kicked the door down to the world of boxing and being a star and being considered one of the best boxers on the planet at 23. Yo, that usually, man, that's yo, I don't want him to rush. He don't need to rush and fight nobody. I would like for this young, and it's not out of fear. That kid ain't scared of nobody. So don't nobody come with that nonsense about being afraid. This young man deserves to be able to bask in his moment, man, because he just, I'm not, it's probably some form of history. I'm sure. It has to be some form of history. And I'm going to look into it because I had to get some sleep, man. After watching the fight, staying up, it was a late fight. I stood up. What the fuck? I just got a lighter. I stood up. I watched it again before I made the video because I was like looking at people's comments. When I watched the fight over, I started looking at the comments that people were making about the results of the fight. So it was a lot of people saying, I went on a couple of people's lives and shit to see, because I wanted to see what the scale, what the landscape was, what the feeling was about this young man, his achievement. And unfortunately, man, because of the world we live in, of technology, you got trolling going on. So a lot of people are gonna say shit that they may not genuinely think or feel, just to be spiteful and to try to be, assholes and fuck up the moment. They're already tight, they man lost, so they don't want you to enjoy the victory with him. And niggas is trying to plant seeds of doubt about this kid. It ain't gonna matter because the truth prevailed. And as dirty as boxing has been to help Vasily Lomachenko, I read a comment. I cannot think of who said this shit. I was watching Black Fight Fan his live stream. Black Fight Fan, I respect you because you a big Lomachenko fan, and I know that because I've been on your channel before a couple of times, and I've seen you on your panels with other boxers, and you always defend Lomachenko. And last night you did some real G shit. I fuck with you, and I respect that because I would do the same thing. He been riding with Loma from day one, so Black Fight Fan is not no bandwagon dude. And I respect Black Fight Fan's opinion because he stand on his shit. Like, he fuck with Loma, always has, never backed off of him. And he's not a racist. Black Fight Fan wasn't going by race. He was following and really, supporting someone who was not black. And so I don't want to hear nobody talking shit because his name is Black Fight Fan that he went with the Spanish guy. No, my dude, like, he's a real boxing connoisseur, and he fuck with boxing on some pure shit. And he really like Lomachenko because Lomachenko's style is pure, man. He's not Mayweather. Shout out to Contender Regime. I watch his shit because that's my man too. I fuck with him. And I just want to respond to what he said, and I respect what he said. I really like Contender Regime's and his opinions, man. I like his perspective, man. And he's right about something. And I'm gonna say it too. Y'all better slow down. Like I was saying in my video last night, y'all fans need to slow down with a lot of shit. But the number one thing is, and I'm not a Mayweather fan at all. I am not a Floyd Mayweather fan. But I always give, just like Michael Jordan, I always give credit where credit is due. If you're the best, you're the best. You cannot compare Vasily Lomachenko to Mayweather. And it was not racist when all of the brothers who got offended was defending the legacy of Mayweather, man, because Lomachenko, the nigga had a loss already. And they try to act like it wasn't happening. That's what I wanted to get back to. While I was watching Black Fight Fans, his how should I say it? Him being a man and getting and allowing the fans to cook him for his loyalty to Lomachenko. He literally got back on he came and he did a live because everybody knew, everybody that's in this little circle of boxing, we already know how Black Fight Fan feel about Lomachenko. That's exactly why after the fight I went to I'm gonna keep it 100. That's why after the fight I went straight to his motherfucking channel because I wanted to see if he was gonna pop on, and he popped on. So from that point on, shout out to the LDBC too. It's another kid I like, the BFTB kid, Fanon and Blue Blood. Yo, Blue, no disrespect, I fuck with you. Sometimes I don't agree with you though. Sometimes I don't think you mean it, but sometimes you come off a little biased. And I understand why, because you're informed. I'm just being honest. It's the truth. You come off biased, and sometimes I can't agree with you, even though you my man, which is cool. But and I'm gonna be straight up whenever we do meet or talk or whatever the case may be. In my opinion, I'm not gonna lie, just like you're not gonna lie. But yo, I gotta keep it real. Even Blue was giving, Blue gave, and I know that Blue is the reason why I'm saying that. No disrespect, y'all. I just woke up. First of all, it's 10. I got on at 10:45. I went to bed at 5 something. So pardon me, and I wake up smoking. So my brain is in the clouds. I don't give a fuck because I'm gonna smoke, and I'm gonna have my Cafe Butelo, and I'm gonna talk shit. So real quick, back to Blue, and then I'm gonna get back to the BFTB dude. So the reason why I brought up Blue Blood, with all due respect, because that's my dude. I fuck with him, and I understand why he looks at things the way he does, because he's informed and he's privy to shit that the rest of us are not privy to. So I could feel how I want to feel, and he could feel how he feel, and I might not agree with him, but I could know he right because, or that he got more info than me because I'm not on the scene. So that being said, he's another one, and this is why I fuck with him, because he's a very big Devin Haney fan. He don't hide it though. He'll let you know in a minute, and he has a list of reasons why, and they're all valid. I'm not gonna front. But me personally, I just don't think that Devin Haney is about, it's matchups. And like I said in my video before, none of these young guys that's in T.O.'s class coming. He just jumped mad far in front of the pack that he was running with. Put it that way. None of these young men have dared to do what this young man did. The Richard Comey was already it was a nice fight, because that was probably the best champion that any of the young guys defeated out of the young men with belts. No disrespect to Devin Haney, because there's controversy with his belt. And people shouldn't throw salt at Teofimo because of the commission doing dirty shit with these belts, man. Because at the end of the day, the young man earned it. All right. And whatever stupid ass politics was going on so that it could benefit Lomachenko, my man just went in there and deaded that shit straight up on some grown man, serious, whatever. Come on to the 12th round. I could swim. I'm a shark. And he won that fight. Right? All of that strategy shit about taking him out to swim didn't work. That nigga knew how to swim. Take him out to drown. Pardon me. We were supposed to drown him. Little man knew how to swim. I watched Sean Porter's take on it. I didn't get to see too many people else. I just told you about a bunch of, that's like about 5 or 6 different sources that right there. I just told you I jumped on just after the fight to hear other people's opinion, which also made me watch the fight again. This is also the motivation for me to watching the fight twice before I made my video, because, after hearing what people were saying, reading the comments, I had to go and look at it again and just make sure, because once again, I know that there's a lot of Devin Haney fans out there, and Lomachenko has a lot of fans, and people are going to try to throw salt on his victory, and I don't think that's right. He clearly won this. It wasn't a draw. He deserves those belts. He took the belt. You couldn't have had that fight a draw going into the 12th round. But even if you did, because I know, first of all, the first 6 rounds, Teofimo clearly dominated. So you can't give him any of those first rounds. If you did, maybe one of them, I don't know. I think I would be thinking, I would look at your card as suspect if you gave him any of those rounds. I think that not even the nigga didn't throw more than 10 punches in the first 6 rounds in any of those rounds. He was single digits in every round in the first 6 rounds. You cannot win a round that way. So I'm sorry. So if you gave him, let's just say you gave him 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? And he got himself right back in the fight, right? Because now he got 6, right? He got 5. I only got 10 fingers, motherfuckers. I know I can't put the other shit up here, but you can just imagine that I got another motherfucking finger, please. Nah. All right. So one nigga got 5 rounds. One nigga got 6 rounds. For it to be a draw, that last round was up in the air, and the best man was gonna sway the decision based on that last round. Let's just keep it like that. Yo, that last round, yo, Tio fucked him up, yo. And at the end of that, yo, what was up with that 11th round, with the last 10-second shit at the end of the round when nigga bust his eye, he looked like he was about to hurt him, and you let him take a timeout. Why they couldn't just keep fighting? That shit was whack, yo. That's had me a little nervous. I just had to make that footnote. But yo, Teofimo got a heart like a motherfucker because Lomachenko came with it. You can't front. In the second half, Lomachenko came with it. And you know, all I kept thinking was, these are the rounds that's going to prove if he's a champ. This is the rounds that's going to prove if Lomachenko is right about, you know, how his strategy and how he felt about Teofimo. And everyone else with the experience. He only been in a 12-round fight, I think maybe one time before. So there was a lot in Lomachenko's favor once the fight got into the later rounds. So it was crazy, man, to sit there and watch this kid endure the little bullshit onslaught. Lomachenko landed some nice shots. But in that 12th round, yo, nobody ever, he hurt Lomachenko. Yo, y'all can't tell me. Yo, he hurt him. He fucking hurt him. And if there was another minute left in that round, he would get the fuck off. Yo, you motherfucker. Yo, my fault, y'all. Sosa, man. I'm about to evict that nigga, yo. The nigga don't pay no bills, and all he do is stress me out. He like a bitch. If I'm gonna have a pussy in here, I might as well have real pussy, right? I'm starting to get on that. See, he threw me off my train of thought. But back to what I was saying, like, yo, Lomachenko and this kid, that 12th round, yo, wow. He hurt Loma. I never seen Loma look like that. And no, even when he got knocked down in damn. I keep saying, but because Bradley was just, yo, those commentators, you always know who they going for. Word, that's what I'm gonna say. But I'm not mad, no hate on that, because they was going for who I was going for, but you could tell who they be going for, especially the nigga in the middle. I don't know his name. The 2 former boxers was trying to be as respectful as possible, especially Andre Ward as usual. Andre Ward does not he don't be disrespecting his peers like that, and I understand. It's politics, but it's respect because he's been there. Timothy Bradley probably takes a little more of an outspoken approach, where his opinion, he gonna put it out there regardless of how anybody feels. So the panel was all right. I didn't have beef with the panel, but there's no way, yo. Even Andre Ward, yo, because Andre Ward was trying to, you know. Yo, he couldn't front, man, that 12th round. Yo, that kid, yo, he took that fucking chip. He took the belts. He took them. And he just showed something by doing what he did, by enduring that onslaught. I'm sorry, I got to smoke. Fuck finger counting. He endured Lomachenko's onslaught. And then in the championship rounds, when Lomachenko looked like he was putting on the pressure, the kid withstood his run and like strategically waited to the 12th round. He let Lomachenko. He knew he won. It's like he knew he won the first 6 rounds. He knew Loma was going to try to drown him, so he didn't tire himself out. He stood in every round, and every round was competitive. But I'm just saying, Lomo definitely had the better of him. You know, maybe from 7 or 8 going up to 11. But unlike what Lomachenko did, Teofimo was very active in those rounds as well. He participated in the fight. And this is what fucked Lomachenko up, because in the beginning of the fight, the first 6 rounds, he didn't participate. So this kid is smart because he allowed Loma. He even said it in his press conference. He knew that Loma was going to get a little winded. Wasn't no way around it. He said he was looking at him from across, because he always looks at his opponents. And he seen him taking deep, heavy breaths, and he knew he was going to start getting tired. Yo, that kid, yo, that was an amazing performance. That was very smart, and I respect him, man. And that was very poor planning on Lomachenko and his team's part by even expressing what their intentions was going into the fight. That was stupid. Even it was better to not say anything about your game plan than to go in there and it would have been better for him to wonder. Even if he did know your plan, if you don't say it, he still has to prepare for, take away time to prepare for other possibilities. And I know everybody getting on Lomachenko about not making adjustments until the later rounds of the fight. And I mean, that's a valid perspective. But Lomo's a slow fighter on top of the fact that, Teofimo just wasn't having it in the first few rounds. That boy was throwing smoke. Lomo wasn't trying to get hit with that shit. And you can't blame him. The kid is 23 years old, and we know he knocked niggas out. So I respect Loma. I guess that's the only strategy he had. But my point was he shouldn't have admitted it just to throw Tio off if he could in some dynamic, because them first 6 rounds, Tio, he gave up the fight because he was not active like that. And then it was no surprise. And I think the judges didn't like that. So that really hurt his scorecard. I really do believe them first 6 rounds, he might have been down 2 points a round because that score was crazy. But it just, like I was saying, it probably depends on the perspective of the judges. One of them judges probably was really pissed at the way he was fighting, regardless. That card that judge put out, that 119 card, is a reflection of somebody that did not like the shit that he saw. And like I mentioned, perspective is everything in boxing. Those judges, and this is why sometimes fighters worry about who's the judges, because certain judges like certain things, they look for certain things, and they score fights based on certain things. And being that Loma is a boxer, there's no excuse. And so I think that those judges were upset because they expected that veteran to take that young man to school. And the lessons didn't start until about the 7th, 8th round, like I said. And the young man looked like he already studied. So that being said, we have a new, wonderful, this kid's career path right now, the potential of what he could become right now. That shit is fucking awesome. Awesome. Word. That's some fly shit, yo. Devin Haney, Gervonta, Ryan Garcia. I can't think of anybody else right now that I really. Oh, my man Shakur. Whoa. Shakur. Yo, all y'all should be proud of y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate. And Devin Haney, do what you got to do. I don't know if you could beat Teofimo. I want to see the fight. I don't think they should rush that fight. I'm going to be honest, because I don't think that Devin Haney's ready right now. And I hate to waste if they fight right, it'd probably be a dope fight. But I think Tio will win right now. I'm not 100% certain, but like I said, what we've seen Tio do, we haven't seen Devin Haney do that yet. He has not stepped into the ring with anyone like Lomachenko ever. No matter. Maybe sparring and all that shit is cute, but I don't want to hear about nobody else being the next Floyd Mayweather. Please, don't do that. No more comparisons to Floyd Mayweather. That's why I started out with that. Cut it out. I agree with my man, Contender Boxing Regime. Y'all got to cut that shit out. Stop calling Devin Haney the next Floyd. I don't care if Floyd's training him, teaching him secrets. Don't call Javon. No, none of them, because they ain't doing shit yet. They haven't done nothing. So chill. Pretty boy Floyd put in work. And them young boys ain't putting in work right now. So they got to do the pretty boy. Like, Timo said it all. He said it all in his press conference. You need to watch his press conference because he spoke the gospel truth. No way around it. And I respect him even more for that. After the press conference, I became a fucking official fan of his because he spoke the truth. These guys are worried about losing. These guys are putting out phantom propositions and playing games and fighting washed up guys, and you have to dare to be great. And even if the old dog don't want to fuck with you, a young dog needs to be barking at him until he get his attention. And that's what Teofimo did. And the rest of y'all niggas ain't doing that. Devin Haney fake did that shit with Gary Russell, but that shit looked like a whole movie, when it played out, because we found out that he already was scheduled to fight Gamboa, which was a whack move to me. I don't want to see Devin Haney fight Gamboa. We just watched Gervonta Davis about knock him out. Gamboa is not what he used to be. The same way, see, and this is where it's fucked up, because I like Devin Haney. But this is what I mean. T.O. did some shit that this is respectable. So Devin Haney, you don't get Gary Russell, don't mean go down to Gamboa. Find somebody else that's elite or top notch so that we can see what you got, what you really made of. Can you take a hit? Even though you're not supposed to get hit, I understand that's the way you fight. But you see what T.O. went through in them last 4 rounds before they got to the 12th round? Can you do that? We need to know. So this is where I disagree with Blue and a couple of other people that I really like. I like and I respect your opinion. But sometimes I feel like y'all speak from the heart. But I also feel like y'all speak from knowledge that I'm not privy to. So I fall back with judging you and your opinion. So I just put it as I don't agree. I don't agree, even though I don't know as much as you do. I still do know boxing, and I know a little something about boxing. I may not have been a boxer, but I've been a fan all my life, my family, all of that. Hardcore basketball fans, and they participated, like I said, the girls too, and my family, boxing. On my mom's side, niggas box, trainers, all of that. I just didn't get put into that. So, word up. Shout out to Mateo Chamaco. May you rest in peace. Word. So I'm just saying that because I'm not no novice, but I'm gonna respect somebody's opinion who has more of an inside track than I do. I'm not gonna say and act like I know more than them, but we giving opinions now when we speculating. So therefore, I feel like my speculation is just as valid as anyone's when you speculating, especially since I am an informed person myself and I got experience in watching this game. So this is why I like Contender, Regine. I like watching all these people because we all been following boxing most of our lives, all our lives. So we all have certain things that we like and want to see and have a standard. At the end, all of our standards reach to the same point. So this is what I'm saying. Even though I disagree with Blue picking Haney at the moment, I could see if they wait, Devin Haney will only get better, but he needs to fight a little more. He needs to have stiffer competition at this point to be able to prove that he's ready. I know he got a belt, but guess what? They just made his shit worthless. Word. You can't say he the real champ. You can't say that. You know why? Now, don't get me wrong. You could say he's a champ, but don't try to discredit Teofimo's championship. Because Loma had that belt. He gave it up. Well, not really that he gave it up. He upgraded. So the belt that Devin is holding, remember that was Lomo's belt. That was the belt Loma had. And he upgraded his status. And so T.O. jumped over Haney. And I'm not going to front. Dev was supposed to fight Loma. He was trying to. So this is why I don't want to diss Dev, but after seeing, and you know what's crazy? That's another thing. It's not fair. This was not fair. Because the speculation is crazy, and it was another reason why I wanted to make the video. I know I'm going long, but boxing is some shit. Boxing ain't no quick shit. Like an off season of NBA. There's details involved in this shit. So back to what I'm saying. See, with Dev, like, you can't really... You can't sit here and say what Dev would have did to Lomachenko because what you saw Teofimo do. That's not fair. This is what I mean. Like, this is what I mean about fans. You want to start discrediting other people or base your opinion and take that shit and turn it into the facts that haven't even transpired. You can't do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna tell you why. Can I tell you why? Because there's a no rematch clause, right? There's no rematch for Lomachenko. What if Lomachenko decides that he's not gonna take no break and he's gonna come right back and he fight Devin Haney and then he beat Devin Haney and take his belt so that he can fight Tio again? Oh, right. Like that's not possible. The same way you saying all this shit about what Devin Haney could do, there's other possibilities, fam. So stop. Because if what I've just said is bullshit, what you're saying is bullshit as well. Just fall back and respect what Timo did, respect his accomplishment, respect his heart, and know that he ain't scared of nobody, clearly. And I know he ain't scared to fight Devin Haney after what he just did to Lomachenko. Not saying Devin Haney's scared, but stop trying to discredit Teofimo to big up Devin Haney when Devin Haney ain't do shit Tio has done. And until he has done something, yo, what up, big bro? Worked on the light and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's still not perfect, but it's better. Yo, you seen the fight or what, man? Shout out to OG Audio. You know, my only people's in the chat. I appreciate you. I was trying. My man, White Falcon 44, usually jump on. I got my man Blockchain Boy. I want to shout out all my regulars and shit. I appreciate y'all. It is Sunday morning, so I understand. But back to what I was saying. Y'all can't keep trying to discredit Teofimo just to nah, you ain't get to see the fight. Yo, I'm gonna be on for another So bust him. Listen, this is what happened. Lomachenko is ranked number 1 pound for pound in the world boxer. Pound for pound, when people argue, and no disrespect, I just want to break it down for other people that's listening to what I'm saying. And for those that don't really know, because people follow what other people say and repeat it, and you don't even know what you're repeating. So bust it. Lomachenko is ranked pound for pound number 1 fighter in the world to a lot of people. What that means when they say you pound for pound, they erase weight class. They compare everybody's skill set and try to figure out, regardless if you're a heavyweight, middleweight, whatever, who's the best fighter, who got the best skills. So he was picking Lomachenko. Now you got Terence Crawford. You got so many guys out here. Caleb Plant. You got the Charlos. You got a lot of guys out here that probably deserve that spot because they fight, tougher competition. And Crawford definitely got a better skill set than him. But anyway, so what happened with the fight was it's the young boy Teofimo Lopez. He's I would say he's the front runner right now out of all the new bloods that's coming up. You got Gervonta. Gervonta's Gervonta's the oldest, but this kid Teofimo just leapfrogged in front of him. Gervonta's the oldest, but the people that run behind him will be Teofimo, Shakur Stevenson. You got like Jerome Boots Ennis. You got Ryan Garcia. You got a lot of nice young guys. Devin Haney is the guy I was talking about right now, though. You got Dev. And so all of these guys, Dev got a belt. Teofimo had a belt. And everybody, they all 135. So people been talking about Teofimo fighting Dev. But Lomachenko was the king. Of course, respectfully, both young dogs was barking at the king to get their shot while they talk their little shit to each other. Teofimo, he was really disrespectful and he was on Lomo. This fight was a personal fight. Teofimo was disrespecting the OG. And when the fight was about to happen, the OG fucked up to me and he put out his game plan saying how he wanted to take Teofimo into the late rounds and destroy him, which was a stupid choice because even if he did decide to do that, saying that fucked him up because it just gave Teofimo information to prepare for. And the kid performed a chess match. Lomachenko is a very, very skilled fighter. His IQ is unbelievable. He fights and throws punches and moves and angles, something like how Pacquiao does, where he catches niggas and with the most awkward, clean shots that they not seeing coming because of the angles that they come from. And this kid went in there, bro. Yo, the first 6 rounds was a shutout, yo. Lomachenko threw single-digit punches in the first 6 rounds. Like, this kid came in there and took his respect. Now, he didn't come in there trying to be Mike Tyson. He came in there with that jab strong, and then he was coming with that. He's a southpaw. So, yo, he went in there with a game plan. He was patient, and he took the first 6 rounds because Lomachenko gave it up, not being active. He did some Adrian Broner shit. He didn't let his hands fly, and the young dude was catching him in the body. You could see that he was hurting him. So what the OG did, once the 7th round came, he turned it up, which is another thing that was impressive about Teofimo's performance because Lomachenko started to catch him. Now, don't get me wrong. I need some Cafe Butelo. Hold on. Got wet the whistle. Don't get me wrong. Even though Loma came back and started getting more active and busy and probably won, he won probably the 7th. I don't think he won the 7th. I thought the 7th was pretty close. But I say 7 because that's where you saw the momentum start to shift, and it could have went either way. Whoever you scored it for, I'm not going to say and say you on some bullshit because that was the closest round. But 8, 9, 10, and 11, Lomachenko won. Edged it out because Teofimo participated and was active, and he was getting them too. So it wasn't a shutout like the first half of the fight that Teofimo built up against him. But what was the most impressive thing was in the 12th round, man. Teofimo, yo, he hurt Lomachenko. He started fucking him up in the 12th round. And if there would have been one more minute in that fight, I think he would have knocked Lomachenko out. He put on a fucking, he did a Muhammad. The only thing he didn't do, he didn't knock him out. But this young dude is 23, man. And like Muhammad Ali beating Sonny Liston is the last time that a young dude did some shit like this. The veterans usually dominate in boxing. And then for the pound for pound, bro, the pound for pound fighter in the world, #1 ranked pound for pound fighter. This 23-year-old kid just went in there and took his 3 belts. He took them shits. And a lot of the fans, you know how boxing is, you got a lot of biased fans. When I watched the fight, I watched the fight. I was whole hopping on the YouTube channels to see what everybody's reactions was. And so I watched the fight again, and then I made a video about it. Check out the video. And I watched the fight twice because there was a lot of comments being said in these dudes' YouTube channels. And people were saying shit like it was a draw. It was a lot of sucker shit being said, which leads me up to the Devin Haney shit. Yo, the kid just did something amazing that none of his peers has even dared to do. This nigga just beat the #1 ranked fighter in the world. And niggas is going to actually sit here and try to bring up Devin Haney? Like, come on, don't do that. And that shit is whack. I know it's boxing, and I know how boxing is. People in a rush. Soon as a nigga win, so who's next? But come on, fam, chill. You know what I mean? Slow down. Devin Haney right now is nice. And him and Teofimo will be a great fight. But I believe personally right now that Devin Haney should chill. Reason why? Because the quality of competition that he has faced so far cannot compare to what Teofimo just did last night. And until we know that Devin Haney could withstand some shit like, because them last few rounds, man, Lomachenko really did try. Right. Anyone could get caught slipping, Papa. And so this is what I'm saying. Niggas can't sit here and try to take credit and look at the work Teofimo did and now say, Devin Haney would have beat Lomachenko. You can't do that in boxing because styles make fights and matchups matter. And not for nothing, it would be we don't know what type of fight we're going to get if Lomachenko was to fight Devin Haney. And like I told niggas, everybody talking shit about what Devin Haney could do and would do to Lomachenko. Right now, what if Lomachenko decide not to retire, none of that shit, and decide to right now go after Devin Haney and his belt so that he could fight Teofimo again because he can't get a rematch. There's no rematch clause. And he fucked Devin Haney up. Then what niggas is going to say? So, like, chill. Let Devin Haney do his career and take the steps he got to take. And when it's time, him and Teofimo will fight. Don't try to take credit away from Teofimo's victory or his accomplishment because you like Devin Haney. When we don't know if Devin Haney's on that level yet. He hasn't fought someone like Lomachenko. This is what makes what Teofimo did great, man. And respect that. And I gotta be honest with you, you like on the real, Lomo wasn't even slipping, man. It was honestly that Teofimo was the better fighter last night. He was ready because Lomo went in there. He did slip on the aspect of he shouldn't have said that he was going to take him into deep waters, even though we know that that's what a veteran fighter would probably do because Teofimo only been in a 12-round fight one time before. It was just foolish to just basically give Teofimo a guarantee of what to expect from you. He should have still left the element of surprise so that way Teofimo would have to take time to, practice some other shit just in case. But you let him know. So all he had to really work on more, because we know he got the skills. We know he got power. So all he had to work on was his stamina so that he could last. So all he had to do was train for 20 rounds. Train to fight 20 rounds. And now when you get in there with a nigga that you fighting for 12 rounds, you'll last. So that wasn't really a good strategy because you should just shut the fuck up and do what you got to do. You don't got to tell a nigga how you going to beat him. Just do it. So yeah, OG Audio was right, fam. He was slipping. OG Audio was right. Lomachenko, my hat's off to you a little bit. But you already know, OG, how I feel about you. At the end of the day, man, hopefully we are going to start watching some great careers. Yo, OG, watch the fight, man, because it was a very good fight. It was great boxing, man. Yo, great boxing. You can see that both guys got skills. Like I said, it's seesawed from one guy dominating to the other guy trying to come back from behind. And then, wow, the young dude pulled off the Rocky Balboa, Muhammad Ali 12th round movie shit. Yo, he did some movie shit, man. He took that fight and it was dope. Check that shit out, yo. I watched that shit twice. I'm about to watch that shit again. Yo, pardon me. Yo, no disrespect to the Giants. I love the Giants. But, yo, we 5-0, man. We playing the Redskins, man. I'm not watching that shit. I'm going to watch the fight again. No disrespect. I love the Giants, but I already got stressed with the Knicks. And the Yankees just got bumped. I'm good. I'm going to enjoy Teofimo's victory right now. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yo, boxing is yo, these new dudes, this new generation, boxing is in good hands. Boxing is in real good hands. Because Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, I even like Ryan Garcia, man. I don't know why people keep trying to shit on him because he's a pretty boy. He's handsome, but the motherfucker can fight. Yo, I didn't see the MMA last night, honestly, man, because I was watching the boxing undercards too. It was some good undercards. Nigga got knocked out. And plus one of the guys that was fighting, I want to see how he fights because he might end up fighting. Teofimo. You understand? Teofimo has the option of staying at 135 or moving up. So I just want to see because if he did move up to 140 right now. That dude that was fighting will be the one. I forgot his name, but that dude will probably be the first dude that he fought at that weight class. So MMA, I didn't really watch. Plus, I'm more of even though I do like combat sports, I like certain individuals. You know what I'm saying? Now I could give you an update on this. I don't know if you know, but Anderson Silva's having his farewell. I believe he's having excuse me, no. Yeah, it is Anderson Silva. I think he's having a farewell match coming up. So, and the reason why I brought that shit up because I think I said that I was talking about it in my other video I made because I do fuck with MMA. I was talking about how Dana White is trying to kill boxing, bro. And you see how you just asked me about this is why y'all gotta watch my shit because I be knowing what I'm talking about. See how OG Audio just asked me about the MMA because Dana White keeps scheduling big MMA matches with when the boxing is having pay-per-views and shit. So if you a boxing fan, you're gonna miss out on MMA because you like boxing more because Dana White is breathing down their neck. And a lot of people are not just boxing fans. A lot of people just like combat sports. So there's a lot of people that fuck with MMA. And it draws away from the attention from boxing. Yo, Yo, my man OG Audio says, I'm done with the Giants ever since they were the first ones to turn down Kaepernick. I stopped supporting the Giants. I support the Steelers now because of the black coach. Yo, you know what? On that, yo, we have to take that kind of stand when it comes to football. Yo, football is still fucking really racist, man. I don't know what's worse, where the politics in football or boxing when it comes to racism, man. Baseball gets a bad rap. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't even hear about shit like that in hockey. Word. And there's a couple of black players in hockey. You don't even hear about that shit. We're not interested in the sport. We don't participate like that. But you don't hear about the stupid, political racial shit that kind of transpires like it happens in football and in boxing, man. And so, yeah, OG, you're right. We got to support our blacks, especially the coaches in the NFL, because I think he's the only black coach right now. There's not many black head coaches in the NFL. And that's not right. That got to change. It can't be all these black players, but they don't know how to coach. Like, come on. Stop that shit. Word. So, OG, you right. I respect that. And it hurts because I know I grew up with you. I know you were straight New York supporting our teams. And I know you would like to fuck with the Giants, but your morals won't allow you to. And on that aspect, I respect that. I didn't get too deep into the Kaepernick movement. I'm not that it does it, because he's clearly, you know what I'm saying, he was clearly doing it for people like me, because we from the jungle, and a lot of shit like that transpires where I grew up. I'm from the South Bronx. Me and my man OG Audio, we grew up in 1-6 Wow, where we from. There ain't no games being played, and so it's real, and I appreciated what Kaepernick was doing, and I did support him, but I just didn't try to get too caught up in it, because the results that he got and what he was dealing with was more of what my focus was, man. As far as them blocking him out all the way, the whole league doing it. So I didn't want to just single out one team. I felt like the whole league was whack for that shit. Yeah, Anderson Silva's the GOAT. And see, Dana White is smart. He knows that. So I think when either Gervonta fights or when Errol Spence fights Danny Garcia, this nigga is gonna put Anderson Silva's final fight. Yo, tell me this nigga Dana White ain't. Let me see. MMA is way more exciting, and they are way underpaid. Well, you got to understand them not getting paid. That's on Dana White, because right now MMA is big business, and we'll be surprised the kind of sponsorships and like the little, we call it amenities and shit, the contracts that these guys get, promotion and shit. Because you gotta think about it. If you look at them MMA fighters, they be having like a lot of exclusive equipment. I'm sure, like probably free gym. It's a little different, but they're still the same. And I get what you mean. I personally, I'm always gonna be a boxing fan first, but I do like the MMA. I do appreciate, like I said, we grew up, watching Channel 5, baby, on Saturdays, baby. I love Kung Fu. I like boxing, niggas fighting on the block, whatever it is, baby. If it's combat, I'm there and I'm watching that shit if I'm not involved. And I'm too old to be getting involved now, as you can see. So I'm just a fan of combat sports. But MMA is popping, and I'm sure these guys don't get paid what boxers get paid. But that's something that guys like the pioneers like Anderson Silva, John Jones and shit, they're gonna have to pave that way for these guys coming behind them. Maybe what is his name? Israel Adesanya. Maybe he'll demand more money, and because he's gonna help transcend the sport. The way Dana White is pushing his sport, and he has stars, and he's basically matching up his stars and showcasing them the same time that like all of boxing. Whenever whoever puts a pay-per-view, Dana White puts an MMA match. That's gangster, and it's working. So MMA is popping. I didn't see any results. I don't want to go on my computer and look, and at the end of the day, this was really about Teofimo, really. That's why. But now that old OG Audio, he did that request. I'm bring everybody up to speed that fuck with me. I'll make a little MMA video, and I'll let y'all know you know, what's going on, what to expect and shit. Because I do follow it to some degree, and it's not hard to get the information and just spread love. But yes, MMA is an official sport. It's always been here, just like boxing. It just wasn't formal as boxing was. But now that it is, it's here to stay. It's not going nowhere. Word, even ladies are doing that shit the same way they do in boxing. Speaking of which, yo, OG, I don't know if you're still on here with me, but did you hear Layla Ali is supposed to fight? Oh shit, that is crazy. That's bad, yo. That's that bud, yo. What's this girl name, man? The fucking champ, yo. Young girl. Forgot her name, man. That's fucked up, yo. I'm supposed to be talking about boxing. I can't remember this little fucking girl name right now. But and she the best fighter in the world right now. That's fucked up. But anyway, Clarissa Shields, pardon me, y'all. I had to get a moment to collect myself. I need some weed. I drew a blank because I needed a puff. My mind was on my blunt. But yeah, Clarissa Shields is talking about fighting Layla Ali. I think that's gonna happen now. I think people got the money. I think they're gonna wait till fights start happening where they're gonna let people come see the fights in person. And I believe that, yo, this year in boxing, we're gonna have some great fights. OG Auto says the reason why he supported Kaepernick is because they flipped the narrative and made it about the flag instead of him kneeling for justice. I love you, OG. Yo, you raised me, bro. You know I got the same principle. I feel you. I do. And I definitely did. Like I said, I did support him too. And that's what got me tight about the situation. And that's kind of why I didn't get too involved, because you seen all the flip-flop and shit. And I like the Black Lives Matter shit. Niggas jumped on a situation, but really trying to, is another agenda involved, man. They spin shit around and you come to find out. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of like what happened with Kaepernick and NFL, man. They was on some bullshit. They spent that shit on him crazy. And what he was doing was about social justice. And unfortunately, the media is a motherfucker. They're a machine. And the same way they do black people with Trump is the same way they did Kaepernick with that flag shit. They put out a certain picture and they know that certain people is triggered by racial incidents. Race is what most Americans, unfortunately, have been trained to focus on. So what happens is you see a bunch of farmers who's about to lose their farm supporting Trump. Oh, those are a bunch of racists that don't like black people, right? Kaepernick takes a knee because they're killing unarmed black men and women all around the country. And, oh, he's disrespecting the flag. They always changing whatever the real truth is. And that's the world we live in. And then what happens is people run with these false narratives. That's why I'm always jumping on the fans about boxing and shit and basketball, how they try to take they hold their own opinion in too high of a regard. I'm going to keep saying that on my show. Stop holding your opinion in too high of a regard. There's other perspectives and there's other dynamics you may not be aware of. Make sure that you inform yourself before you just take a stance on what is an opinion. If it's not fact, you shouldn't try to stand on it. Stand on it when it's facts. Stand on your opinion like Black Fight Fan did when he's always picking Lomachenko, and he felt Lomachenko was a great boxer, which he is. And he stuck with him. And when Lomachenko lost, Black Fight Fan went on his show and let everybody get on him about him supporting Lomachenko. He stood on his words. Those are the times when you're supposed to do that. But don't be fucking guessing and catching feelings. My man OG Audio said, every fight, one of them MMA guys could die. They need more money. Simple as that. Yo. Woo! My man OG giving me church. You giving me church right now, bro. That's church. You couldn't have said I couldn't have said about it better myself. And that can't be, there's nothing more truer than that. These young men and women, that if you think boxing is dangerous, what the fuck is MMA? Yo, OG got a point. And so he does have a point. Even though I'm sure they live a decent life, at some point or another, Dana White gonna have to come up off the mega millions he got and start blessing these guys, because, yo, you see how boxers look after their career? Oh, excuse me. You see how boxers speak? Can you imagine? Look, yo, all right, yo, OG. Yo, you made yo, I seen Ken Shamrock. Yo, I could not believe how he looked, yo. How he looked. His wits is all yo, wow. You right, OG. You don't see who was my other nigga, man? You're right. A lot of the classic MMA niggas that really went at it, you don't see them no more. And I think it has a lot to do with they're not capable of, public appearances and being able to participate with media. Because I could think of a few, there was a lot of good fighters back in the days that were MMA and UFC helping build up the brand like Shamrock. And wow, them niggas is gone. And Shamrock, the only reason why he probably still walking around able to talk because he was a fucking walking muscle in the first place. So, and he used to be whooping ass more than he got his ass whooped. So, but yo, he looked horrible, man. I mean, sorry, but he did, yo. He looked like he's still fighting. Like they broke his nose right before he got on the set. So, but that being said, you're right. Oh, because everybody's not going to be a star in the MMA. And we know in combat sports that the athletes get fed to the stars. We know that some people are going to get fed to build up others. And they should be compensated, man. They should be taken care of. Especially when you putting people in mismatches and they get fucked up real bad. And now their careers ending, or even if they just lose, period. The good thing about MMA I like is that even if you lose, you still could be valid because anyone can lose. MMA is the type of shit where anyone can lose a fight. Brock Lesnar lost fights and shit. Bobby Lashley lost fights. These big brolic motherfuckers. And no one discredited them. That's the culture that I would like for boxing to have, man. You know why? Because it would influence better fights. A lot of fighters right now are afraid to fuck up their brand because once that O is taken away, they're afraid they're not going to generate money. And it's not Mayweather's fault. But everybody does want to be like Mayweather. But you can't. Everybody's not going to go undefeated. Everybody is not Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather. And that's the reality of it. And it's very hard. So, but just imagine if that's what boxers go through and they still make a lot of money compared to an MMA fighter, then the dynamics for the MMA fighter is a lot more fucked up and they should be compensated. I agree, man. My man OG Audio, yo, thank you for that contribution because that's something that I hadn't thought about really, like seriously. And now that you said that shit, like I said, I'm going to do a little video about the MMA and I'm going to bring that up and I'm going to talk about it. But for right now, I just want to give my man Teofimo shout out. We got a new undisputed lightweight champion of the world. And his name is Teofimo Lopez, man. And no disrespect to Devin Haney, but don't disrespect Teofimo. Like I said, Devin Haney, he does have the WBC title, but it's the title that Lomachenko gave up for upgrade. And Teofimo just beat the nigga that upgraded. So he got the upgrade. It is what it is. I don't like it. It's complicated. But once again, let's be honest and let's be fair. Okay? And this is why they got to get this shit together with boxing. This is why I said they need to have a worldwide international council that oversees all of this shit. And I mean, they can still have different divisions the same way most sports do. You got you got the league, the American League, and the National League. You can have the European zone and the North American zone. I don't give a fuck. And then the fighters can fall in those, and there's certain categories or certain areas or whatever the fuck, however they figure it out. But we need one overall bodying, or should I say council, overseeing all of boxing. That way everybody is susceptible to the same rules because there's cheating and shit over here, juicing shit over here, niggas putting shit in their glove. All of that shit got to stop, man. Like my man OG Audio said, yo, these people can die. You don't know. They go in there in that ring and give you a great fucking show and go in the back and fall out and die. And then what? Oh, you feel bad, right? Come on, nah. That ain't enough. So shout out to my man, OG Audio, man, as usual, raised me right, always make me think about the right shit, even to this fucking day at 46. I love you, big bro. I fucking love you, yo. Word. Thank you for bringing quality to my show. But on that note, I've been on this shit for an hour. So I'm about to hop off. You know what I'm saying? Those that missed it, it's all good. I know a few of y'all probably didn't even know I was gonna go live. I didn't know I was gonna go live either. I just had to get on there. I'm mad I missed my man Falcon because I know my man Falcon got some funny shit to say. White Falcon 44, you my nigga. You gonna get a wrench. I promise you. Let me step this shit up some more and you'll get a wrench. OG Audio, I love you. Yo, thank you for all that advice throughout life, man, and the support throughout life. This man been in my life since I was 11 years old, B. OG Audio, I fuck with you, B. I know you for 35 fucking years, B. Word. That's family right there. Shout out to Blockchain Boy. Shout out to my peoples that hop on here. That's Knicks fans. Because I know that I'm talking about boxing, but a lot of people come and watch my basketball videos. Appreciate the Knicks Nation. You know, I appreciate the true diehard Knicks fans. Definitely appreciate the contribution that the other YouTube channels is putting up there. Like I said, I like the information out there. Let's keep it up, y'all. All right? Let's try to keep our feelings to the side and let's just give honest opinions, man. You know what I mean? And on that note, this is Facts. Sports Snob. I'm out of here because I got it like that. Peace.